Hello, everyone. We are in week 6 of our technology management capstone course, and this week we'll be talking about leadership. Some things I kind of want to cover today is that I want to kind of cover what is leadership. Also, I want to analyze some leadership skills. There are a lot of leadership skills styles out there, so I wanted to kind of point out 6 specific ones. And finally, I wanted to talk about how to be an effective leader in the workplace. What is leadership? Leadership is the ability to guide a group of people to attain a common goal. Leadership sets the example for those within the organization. They inspire others to give their best effort within the workplace. And they also give people the desire to follow them in whatever direction they decide to lead them. Leadership is an act. It's a form of an action. It's not a title. Um, it's someone that kind of puts their foot down to kind of get things rolling within your organization. Now let's talk about some leadership skills. First off, you want to be an effective communicator. You want to be able to connect everybody within the workplace. You want to listen to them. I think the part that a lot of people miss is it's not just delivering the message, but it's also receiving or listening to what's being said to you. I think it's very key and having a clear understanding of what it is. Being a good motivator, um, picking up your staff, being a helping hand when they're down, and also, um, continue motivating them to do better when they do good things within the workplace. You want to be open-minded, and you want to be open-minded and a strategic thinker. What that means is that you, as a leader, or inquiring that leadership trait, you want to kind of be flexible, but you want to kind of be open. You want to be aware with everything around you. You want to kind of pay attention very closely. Don't be quick to make real fast decisions. I think as to have that leadership trait, you need to kind of take your time, but be efficient in a sense. Also, you want to be trustworthy. If your team can't trust you as a leader, you won't be able to succeed. A lot of people won't be able to back you up or support any decisions or any directions you desire to lead them. And finally, you want to be responsible and committed to the organization. That's, I think, the main thing as a leader, because they look to you to kind of be responsible for anything that they do, and also be committed to the vision of the company. Because if you don't see the vision through, your employees won't be able to see it either. Now, there has been a lot of studies done to kind of categorize or distinguish the different types of leadership styles. So there's a ton of them out there. These 6 leadership styles in particular that I kind of wanted to put into my presentation, I found very interesting. These styles were kind of discovered by Dan Goleman and his team back in 2002, where they did a testing with over 3,000 mid-level managers. Now I'm going to kind of go over each one just to kind of give you my perspective on them. So the first one is the commanding leadership style. This one you can say this is more of a sergeant type or hard-nosed type leadership style, which I think isn't effective in some settings. I think that it allows sometimes for employees to kind of understand the sense of urgency with the expectations, and in some instances it can help them be more successful. Now, on the counter, sometimes I think this type of leadership style is kind of not used properly, where it can cause somewhat of a friction, or where if there's not a real understanding, or if, say, management's back against the wall, they kind of get things going. Kind of pushing employees to the limit can cause a lot of errors. But overall, I think this is a type of leadership style that a lot of leaders should, try or should use from time to time. Now, the next one is the visionary leadership style. Now, this leadership style, it's more of inspiring your team members. What that means is kind of where you take where your employees have a soft spot in your heart, where you're more empathetic with a lot of errors they may make, which I think is good because it shows employees that you care more. In counter, I think that sometimes some employees may overstep your role, and it can cause you to kind of lead them or be a bad leader um, when things kind of get tough or you know things are really tight within the organization. Now the next one is the affiliative leadership style. Now this leadership style, you know, I can say that this kind of applies to me because I like to put people first. I like to kind of lead the way, but gel my team together. I think this is an effective way of leading because it allows you to kind of be on the forefront with your team and also allow them to kind of connect with one another with no problems. And if there was any issues within, you kind of with this leadership style, it's kind of encouraging others to kind of fix it amongst each other, which I think is good. Now, the next one is the democratic leadership style. Now, this leadership style, um, I like it because a lot of people that I've worked with in the past, they have came to me and asked a lot of different questions. And I kind of counter them, asking them what they think. I think it's kind of good in a workplace to allow your employees to kind of try to logically think or kind of find their way to the answer instead of you telling them right away. Um, or, like I say, critically think. I think this is good because it allows the employee to kind of figure out the problem and also, if they can't, kind of give their input as far as what they think. And this would allow them to kind of be more motivated as far as the next time they come up to to you, that they are more knowledgeable or they have more background. So finding the answer will be easier. Now, the next one is the pace setting leadership style. Now, this leadership style um, is very unique in a sense because this leadership style is kind of like you say, do as I do. It's kind of like, I guess it's more of a robotic way of being a leader. It's kind of like your employees are kind of following exactly what you're doing and not really questioning it. In some sense, I think this could be effective because replicating a process um, from start to finish, 9 times out of 10, it will eliminate errors. But at times, if there's a unorthodox or out of problem that may come out of nowhere, um, it may hinder employees to critically think because they only know how to do a certain process or a certain operation one way. Now, the last one I want to go over is the coaching leadership style. Now, this leadership style, if you ever play sports, you automatically know what this is. I think playing sports, this style of leadership is key because there are times when the goings get rough and your coaches kind of always set different goals for you, or it allows you to set your personal goals based off the way they're kind of leading you to put you in that position to kind of be successful. Now, as a coach, I think as a leader, you should be a coach because you kind of want to. This is where you give a lot of the feedback, where you kind of tell your employee what they're doing well, but also let them know what they need to improve on and what things they can try to get better. Now, with all these leadership styles, I think in order for them to be um, good or efficient within the workplace, is that communication has to be key for the leader. Now, let's talk about what it takes to be an effective leader. First off, you want to be self-managing. You want to kind of take care of anything you got going on personally, such as emotions or anything, or you want to have yourself or your personal goals set because when it comes to you leading a team, you want to kind of be focused. You don't want anything. You don't want no distraction, outside distraction, no personal distraction that may hinder you to be that great leader for your team. The next thing is that you want to act in a strategic manner. That means that you want to be flexible. Like I talked about earlier, as a leader, you want to be open-minded. You want to be aware of what's around you. And every decision that you make, you want to make it a very strategic decision, kind of like chess. Next, as I'm going to harp over and over, is that you want to be an effective communicator with everyone within the organization. If you can't communicate with your team, there's a higher chance that your team won't be able to succeed, and the company will take a huge blow as far as the morale wise, as the morale within the organization. Next is when you want to be accountable for your employees. This is big because I think as a leader, you want to kind of let your team know that anything that they may do, you are affected as well, and you will take the blame for them. I think this is key because this shows your employees that you are supporting them, but also you want to also let them know that it is imperative that anything that they may have or issues that may come about, that they cannot hesitate and speak to you. And lastly, to be an effective leader, you want to set clear goals and you want to achieve them. Me personally, I've led a couple teams before. I start off small, start off something that's reachable or attainable. Then as we achieve every small goal we set as a team, then we start thinking big. We think bigger, and we make sure that we let everybody know, or I let everybody know on the team, that they're a valuable piece to the puzzle. So if we're going to set a higher goal, that we will need everybody to kind of work efficiently. Leadership is key, and it's important for a manager to have some leadership traits within themselves. This is important because this will allow this will allow the organization to function properly. Because if you have a good leader in place, you will want to work for them more. You will want to grow with your team members more, and you want to kind of see everything through. I think as a leader, you want to give a little bit more day in and day out to employees because it's just important. I think it's key. Now, if you have any questions, go ahead and comment below. I thank you for watching my video. Here are my references, some articles I think you'll find interesting. Check them out. Let me know what you think. Thanks again for watching. Have a good day.